Hi, Daniel here again. Well, now that you've finished the first step in our recommended workflows series, which is you have already formed and very sure about the topic cluster that you have created, the next step, which equally important, is to start your journey on the keyword research part under each of this topic that you have found. So essentially what you just did with topic cluster is to satisfy Google, satisfy your platform, making sure that you have covered all the topic and subtopic necessary for you to gain the expertise status in Google. Well, the next step is actually to figure out what are the demand coming from your users. What are their needs, their wants, what their pain point, what did they search about? And more importantly, how many competitors are there trying to compete with that needs and want, competing with you, and whether or not you actually have a shot of competing with them to rank your keyword. So the key here is to cover both ends. Your platform, you satisfy them with the topic that you choose, the users, which is all the keywords that you can find and compete. So before I get into all the details, let me share with you a bit some of the pain point maybe you as the beginner may have faced when you first started your keyword research journey, right? The first things that a lot of people make a mistake of is that they tend to choose any keyword research tool out there, but without checking one of the fact that they have to ensure where do those keyword tools get the data from. And I can tell you that if they don't get the data directly coming from Google keyword database, you probably shouldn't use the keyword tool. You have to make sure the source of the data that you see directly coming from Google. And trust me, Google do provide these services, and it come directly from their Google keyword database API, right? And a lot of keyword will present you with all kind of different data, and somehow you have to figure out and check directly with them. Are these data coming directly from Google? If not, don't use it. Secondly, when you first started doing keyword research, you may have run into a lot of information. You have no idea where to start. What are long tail keyword? What are short tail keyword? What are keyword with higher conversion? What are stuff link keyword? What is top of the funnel keyword, bottom of the funnel keyword, middle of the funnel keyword? All of these information are just bombarded you and just make you feel like you have no idea where to start. And finally, there's no proper way the internet have taught you to organize your keyword in different category that for you to easily target. Because you see, as a beginner, sometimes it really depends on how much resources you have. Typically, as a beginner, you will not have all of the backlinks, all of the trust of your website, all of the on-page that's being done. You don't typically really have a lot of team member behind you to help you doing all this, and you try to kind of figure all this out with very limited resources. And so there has to be a way to help you organize and get you the data that you need in a simpler way, right? And all of this ended up with you trying to do all this keyword research, yet achieve very little, because you start out and you don't know, first of all, don't know where to start. And second of all, don't know how to really properly go into it and try to dig deeper and try to figure it out in a way that works. So you ended up wasting a lot of effort, time, even money, and you feel very frustrated about it, right? And what it is because we understand that, and we came up with something called Zen Matrix. And Zen Matrix essentially is a way for you to kind of quickly categorize keyword into different category that fit with different stage of your business or of your campaign strength even. For example, if you are new to SEO, if you are just a beginner, perhaps you will want to look for keyword that is newer also, lower in search volume but lower in competition. Not many websites know about it, not many websites try to compete with you about it, and you try to target a lot of these keywords. Because once you are able to rank them easier and you start getting some of those beginning organic traffic into the website, or you want to look for keyword that is low in competition but perhaps still high in search volume. So with this keyword, it's easier to target, easier to rank, but you don't have to put so much effort in, right? But if you, for example, it's more seasoned SEO and you already have a well-established kind of website and trust, you may want to figure out, find out more keyword that has higher competitiveness, but also higher in search volume. And targeting those keywords will actually give you a really good return in the long run. So Zen Matrix is a way of us to sort of help you categorize this keyword into those different stage of the campaign that you're trying to follow through. We developed this in the course of, we have applied this in the course of the last 3-4 years of doing business, and we found exceptional amazing result that could apply to all of our clients, and we thought that this is something we'd like to share with you first before we get into the really how to and the next step of how to do keyword research, because this is very important. So please bear with me just a few more minutes, and once you get the you understand this concept of Zen Matrix, perhaps you will be able to do keyword research so much easier and so much effective in the next phase of our presentation. So with that said, let me switch the screen real quick and we can get into it. Okay, so Zen Matrix essentially is to base on the relationship between demand and supply. So on the demand side, as you all know, everything is very clear, right? If users they need something, they will type it on Google, and the keyword that they type is the demand that they want. And how high or low these demands are actually the search volume amount. So it's clear on that side. And most people will start doing their keyword research right from here, right? They will right away look for keyword that has higher search volumes or by meaning or the length a bit for some long tail keyword. But for us, this is very one-dimensional because you only have one data from the demand side, but you have no clue on the supply end, which is, are these keywords being very competitive? How many competitors? You want to figure out how many competitors are trying to compete with this keyword, right? How many websites on the supply end are trying to figure out on the same things on demand? So it triggers for quite some time, and eventually we found this search operator, and it's quite amazing. And it calls O-entitle. And O-entitle is what? O-entitle essentially is when you search for a keyword via O-entitle command, so you can type O-entitle and then the keyword, you'll be given the number of pages that have the exact keyword in their title tag. It means that, so it essentially means that if a website and they try to target a keyword, the first thing they'll do is that they try to put that keyword in their title tag, because that's very high on priority list of Google when they go into look for a website who try to target different keyword, right? So O-entitle allowed you to look for all the websites that contain that keyword in their title tag. All right. So what it means is, in short, O-entitle is a number that represents how many websites are trying to target a keyword by putting that keyword on their content title. So this is a very quick, easy, and super effective way to find out how many competitors are there trying to target the same keyword that you're looking for, right? So when we kind of find out about this, we create something that this is just the example. For example, indoor plants, you have 1 billion search result, but the O-entitle here is we have 223,000 result, and this is the O-entitle of the indoor plants. That means that there's 232,000 websites that contain the keyword indoor plant in their title. You do not want to get into this keyword, right? But instead, for a keyword like indoor plant spray for bugs, the O-entitle here is only 3 result. It means that there's only 3 websites that have the keyword indoor plant spray for bugs in their title. You have a very good shot of competing with these websites, because there's not many of them, for one, know about this keyword, and second, write a lot about this keyword as well, right? And so that's how we develop Zen Matrix. And the way we create Zen Matrix is that we break that into a graph that look like this. I'm going to squeeze down my screen size here. Supply will be the y-axis and demand will be the x-axis, and represented by search volume. And supply will be represented by the O-entitle. Okay, so this will break the screen down to 4 different zones, right? And the first zone is decay zone. Decay zone is essentially all the keywords that were once very popular but now are no longer popular. For example, a keyword like PS5 2020. It means that they're looking for all the PS5 during the 2020. So during that time, it was a very hot keyword. A lot of people go into there, try to search for the keyword, and they target the keyword. A lot of search volume, but in 2021, it's no longer relevant. So these are the decayed keyword. They're already dying. They were once trendy with high demand, but then now is on the other side of the hill. And your job is to avoid this zone at all costs. Right? You don't want to, if you see this keyword, please avoid it. We advised against it at all of the planning. Second is mature zone. Mature zone essentially is all of the keyword that are high in ON title and high in demand. So high in search volume. What it means is that there's a lot of people that searching for this keyword, but there's also a lot of competitors knowing about this keyword, right? And so mature zone essentially is the shorter keyword form, and they are usually that niche keyword in the pillar page that you are targeting. They are the kind of keyword that you will always want to invest in, but don't expect to rank very quickly because you have to compete with so many people. But it's very important for you to target because you want Google to know that you are an expert and you want to target this kind of keyword in this zone, right? This is the type of keyword that you want to invest in the long run. Always invest in good content for the keyword in this zone. If you are very new, if you're a beginner, maybe you could avoid this zone in the very beginning, but always think of them as something that you will target in longer term, right? They are all high in ON title number and high in also search volume. Third is opportunity zone. And opportunity zone essentially is contain all of the keyword that has low ON title and low search volume. So they're usually keyword that newly discovered by Google, right? Quick fact, by 2017, 15% of new searches every day are actually new keywords, right? And so these are the keyword in which people just start to search on, and there's only very few websites know about this keyword and they start targeting them. You have a very high chance of ranking in this keyword, but you don't expect to get a lot of search volume coming in from them. So usually if you're new, you will always want to target this type of keyword and target a lot of them. Contain all of them as much as possible so that you can kind of spread out the entire foundation very quickly and get that first round of organic traffic get into your website, right? A very good zone to start with is opportunity zone. And eventually the last one is ideal zone, right? And Candyland, sorry, we call it Candyland. And Candyland essentially is the land of all candy. This is where you find all the keyword with very high search volume, but very low on title. So high in demand, but low in competition, right? A lot of people searching for this keyword, but not many websites know about it yet. Extremely amazing land for you to explore. And this is the kind of keyword in which if you found, please put them on in any planning. You found them, right away put them on and then try to kind of target them as great source of organic traffic, top of the funnel. Once you rank, people will start getting in and you can optimize on that. So that is Zen Matrix. And once you kind of, first of all, understand this concept, the second step is now, how do you find this keyword in our tool? And that's exactly what differentiates Zen from all the other tools. We are able to provide with you not only the amount of the data that coming from directly from Google database, we also provide you with the framework for you to work around to organize your keyword into different categories that fit with different stage and phase of your SEO campaign. And we also provide you with a tool called Golden Filter. That's where we helped you to measure all the ON title of every single keyword and help you filter out keyword that could fit into different zone that fit so that you can organize those keywords for later usage. So that's going to be your second step, keyword research. And you will do this for each of the topic and subtopic that you found under your topic cluster. And that is how the next step of your strategy is to build the list of keywords that you want to target under each of the topic that you found. And that will be the conclusion of step 2. So now let's get into the guide, step-by-step guides of how you can use it in our Keyword Explorer tool. All right, so now that you get that you get a really good grasp of what Zen Matrix is and how it can help you with your SEO strategy and categorizing your keywords in the long run. Let me show you now how you can utilize Keyword Explorer on Zen to quickly filter those keywords. Quickly figure out exactly what keywords are opportunity zone, what keyword are in candy land, what keyword are in mature zone, and some keyword are in the decay zone for you to avoid. Okay, so let's get into the bit and pieces of it. So what the case we're going to use today is nutrition plan. Nutrition plan essentially is going to be the pillar page that you chose on the topic discovery, right? And what you have to do is that you will start with the pillar page. You'll look for all of the keywords that you want to target under the topic nutrition plan. All right, and then you will look to all the other keywords that under other subtopic too. For example, diabetic, meal plans, the meal plans, diet plans for athlete. Now, those are all the subtopic, and you will go into each of those keyword and you put on Keyword Explorer, and you will look for all the keyword that under those subtopic. Once you have all the keyword targeted, that's when you go into step 3. Grouping them into article list. All right, so let's go into this step. Let's go into nutrition plan. I already have things kind of planned out here. All these data you can just simply go into how to use, click on here, and then you will get access to our how to use tutorial and where I explain all of this information and definition. But today we'll focus purely on the golden filter, which is the features which we built. And essentially golden filter does is this. We return to you 3,200 keywords. And you have all of the data here with the search volumes and the keyword that layout. The reason we could provide you with so much keyword data is because we combine 2 databases. One from Google Keyword Database directly, and second is Google Keyword Suggest. So we use this thing called looping. We use this thing called the technology called double layer, something, and we just keep looping in, and we get more and more keyword ideas for you. But essentially, what it is that over here we have the button called golden filter. If you just start in, you have golden filter. I already clicked the button because it typically take about half an hour for a long list of keyword like this for us to really go through and look for the data, the ON title data for each of the keyword. So now, under each of the keyword, you will see the data of the volume search on one hand, and then the data of ON title on the other hand. All right. And what we develop is that now that we have these 2 data all together, we develop the filter called golden filter, and it rely on a golden scoring system. All right. And with golden scoring system, you will be able to very easily filter out keyword that you want to target. For example, you can filter by ranking probability. And ranking probability are usually probably easier for people who are just starting out. And ranking probability essentially is to look for all the keywords that have ON title that you kind of filter by ON title here. And if you pull it down to 10, it means that all of the keywords that have ON title 10 below. So these keywords typically only have about 10 websites that contain the keyword in their title tag. So 10 competitors really. That's quite attractive. But let's go to 1. So over here with this list, even with 1 ON title, it means that there's only 1 or less competitor competing for this keyword. Let's click on apply and see what you got. So right away, you'll see that majority of this keyword are, I'm going to screen down majority of this keyword are longer tail keyword. Nutrition plan for gestational diabetes, nutrition muscle gain and fat loss, nutrition plan for belly fat loss. As you can see here, a lot of these keywords are also appear in the topic discovery. That's why I say our tool are pretty exceptional in looking for those subtopics that really are what people are kind of looking for. Okay, so as you can see here, you have about 800 plus keyword that are very low in, so ON title very low, but search volume are also quite okay. So the amount search volume here, this is the total amount search volume. Here, you click on select all, you'll see the 824 keywords selected, and it will provide you about 56,210 volume search. So it means that if you rank top on all of these keywords, you're likely to bring home about 30% of this. monthly. So you get about 20,000 traffic. Not too bad, right? And all of these keywords are very low in own title. And what it means is what? These are all the keywords that belong to zone, opportunity zone, and also Candyland zone. For example, you see best diet for losing belly fat or protein diet plan for weight loss in 7 days. Very long tail keyword, very specific. And in just one click, you're able to find them. And they are very high in volume search, but almost zero in own title. You click on it, you'll be able to see these are all of the SERPs overview that trying to rank for this keyword. And you likely, if you put this keyword in there and you put in a really good effort of a good, long content, I'm pretty sure you'll probably be able to rank this keyword, given that you are able to do your on page well and you have all the other things in order in terms of SEO, right? But this is how you start looking for the keyword in opportunity zone and also on the other zone. Now, if you are more confident with your ability and also your resources and you have a very strong team of SEO, this is not really for the beginner, even though I know we are talking about beginner here. But if you want to kind of explore in other way, you can click by potential value. And by potential value, it means that we actually build an algorithm to measure in golden scoring. And what the scoring is indicating that these are all the keywords that could appear also in mature zone. We want to be able to kind of show you some of really good keyword in mature zone. For example, keywords that have own title quite high, like 50, but the search volume could go to 2,000. It's still a really good keyword to compete, but it's harder to compete. It's worthy of a keyword, but harder keyword to compete. So if you are more experienced and you start to, hey, I want to look for more keyword with more opportunity, that's where you start using golden scoring by potential value. And as you scan it over here, you'll be able to see the amount of keyword appear. And usually you can go the volume to maybe 1.1 and click apply. And from here, you'll be able to see some of the keyword that, okay, let me refresh this. The own title go up to even 47, right? But the search volume is quite high. Tom Brady diet plan, good keyword to target. And as you click down, you'll see that there's not many people really write about this yet. Volume search is quite high. You really can target this keyword, but own title is slightly higher. So this is where we develop a scale to fit with even with different resources and strategy, SEO strategy that you have. All right. So that's when you use golden scoring. But again, let's come back to beginner. And for you as a beginner, I would say that you can start out from 10 in ranking probability and or even 1 even, right? And once you have it in ranking, you have about 824 keyword in selected. You will save this into a list, right? New nutrition plan, keyword list. All right, click add, and there it is. Now it's appear in your keyword list, nutrition plan keyword list. Okay, you will save this keyword, and that was it. Now you have all of the keyword that you want to target under your pillar page. Right, what you can do is the next step, which is to cluster this keyword into a group of different articles, and you start writing about those articles. And that's it. You may have about a list of 50, 60, 70 articles to start writing about. And very quick, very easy way to look for keyword that is lower in competition and easier to rank. And this is very much for beginner. And so the next step is you go back to your topic discovery. You start looking for the next topic that the subtopic that you think about. And one of the topic that we could look in is, let's say, inflammatory diet plan, right? And you go back to Keyword Explorer, click search. Again, will return to you maybe 200, 300, maybe some more. You can then golden filter, execute it to look for all the keywords that really are high ranking. And once you have a list of keywords, you do the same thing, right? And then you have a list keyword under that subtopic. Oh, there it is. We have a golden score over here. Same thing. I'll probably put it over here, 10, applied. Now you have about 187 keywords. You put this keyword, you save it Again, save it to list. Inflammatory keyword list. Inflammatory. Okay, save. And you repeat this process for all the subtopic that you have. Right, some of the subtopic are more niche than the other. So, for example, inflammatory diet plan is a very niche kind of subtopic. So you only have about 293 keywords. But check this out: with 178 keywords, you have a search volume total of 6,600 volumes. So you could easily kind of target these kind of keywords, rank them, and eventually you will kind of cover all the subtopic and all the article that you need to write. Repeat this process under each of the subtopic and all the main topic. Then your pyramid start to build even stronger. Pillar page, subtopic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, depends on how many you want to target. Then keyword list under each of the subtopic. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Well, that'll be the end of our second videos in our 5 steps recommended workflow series for beginner. I hope after these videos you are able to understand the concept of Zen Matrix and the incredible application of it toward the way you pick and choose and categorize keywords in different groups and fit with different phases of your SEO campaign strategy. Also, you are now also familiarize yourself with our features, our highlighted features using golden filter feature, and utilize that to really help you and give values to the way you do SEO. Now that you have done the first and second step, you already defined the topic and subtopic that you are targeting and all the keyword that you want under each subtopic and the topic that you chose. The next logical step, in which will be introduced in the third videos in our 5-step video series, is a way to utilize our keyword cluster to group this keyword into H groups, and under H will become your article that you will write. It's very important. It's going to be one of the most important steps because it saves you a lot of time in your future endeavor with your SEO campaign as well. So with that, I see you in our next videos. Thank you for listening.